It's been a few days waiting for the final count, but it appears, based on what we have now, that Amazon has defeated activists hoping to establish the company's first unionized warehouse in the US. Workers at the Bessemer, Alabama warehouse voted 1,798 to 738 against the effort, labor officials said. And the union has already announced that it would challenge the results of this election. It accused Amazon of interfering with the right of employees to vote in a free and fair election, including by lying to staff about the implications of the vote in mandatory meetings and pushing the Postal Service to install a mailbox on company grounds in an effort to monitor the vote, of which there is now quite a bit of an email paper train of the pressure they were putting on them to do so. So that's done for now. There will potentially be other votes there. It will be appealed to the NLRB, and you could have similar sorts of votes in other Amazon facilities. But as of right now, it looks like Amazon has successfully warded off unionization in Alabama.
Yeah, it's bad news. So really bad. The vote's decisive. Now people are going to be discouraged from trying to unionize in other Amazon areas and factories and warehouses. So this is not good news for the labor movement. So the complaints that they have about the mailbox, it's legitimate, right? So the Amazon asked the United States Post Office to put a mailbox like right on their campus, basically, and it was an effort to intimidate because people couldn't tell if Amazon. It didn't even say US Post Office on it, whether Amazon executives were gonna look at their vote when they mailed it in. So they have a good case on that, but it's still gonna be tough to win. And even if they won, that really doesn't get the job done because the whole point is to have a union to protect these workers. And we've showed you the conditions under which they work and how they needed that protection from this giant company. But now, no matter what happens, it doesn't look like they're gonna get it.
I cannot believe that the pee bottles was not the end of this issue. Like we all know, we have seen the bottles of pee that Amazon workers have to use to get through their shift, to get everything done that Amazon wants them to get done. They can't take a bathroom break, they have to piss in bottles, and yet they're claiming that these people don't need a union? What?
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating. But we do have responses, both from one of the politicians that had spent some time boosting this effort. Bernie Sanders tweeted, "At a time of massive income and wealth inequality, and when workers have little power on the job, I applaud the pro-union Amazon workers in Alabama for their courage and willingness to stand up for their rights. They've inspired workers everywhere." And I think he's right, and he did about as much as anyone to try to put the national focus on what was happening there. Amazon said on Friday that it was not true that it had intimidated staff. It said the firm worked hard to listen to concerns and improve, casting the outcome as a choice by staff rather than a company victory. Quote, "We're not perfect, but we're proud of our team and what we offer, and we will keep working to get better every day." I think, look, we've done a lot of different stories on what happened there. If you'd like to see more evidence of it, there was a great segment on last week about the different forms that the pressure came in Amazon, all the different places. You couldn't walk around these warehouses without seeing signs saying not to unionize. So again, like the union leaders said, or the prospective union leaders said, it's not over, but it's a pretty decisive win, and that is going to buttress Amazon's case going forward, trying to stop it from happening other places.
Look, by the way, if the employees voted against a union and they genuinely didn't want one, that is what it is. That's totally okay. The reason why they're focusing on the intimidation is because they're worried that Amazon intimidated them by putting the post box there and other forms that they did. Okay, but guys, the overall big picture thing here is that the coercion is on a macro scale. They've got us fighting one another. Wages are so low. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. So workers in Alabama, because of Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna, Amazon got so much pressure, they moved their minimum wage up to $15, right? So now the workers in Amazon are scared to death that they're gonna have to go and work for $7.25. So they're like, well, I mean, as bad as my situation is, I'd rather pee and sometimes, by the way, defecate in bottles and bags because I'll be punished if I take too long in a bathroom break. I'd rather do that than go to $7.25. So it is a vicious Hunger Games that they have put us in. And understand that overall context as you see this story.
I just can't stop thinking about how close this story is to the bill that passed in California. I forget the context of the bill, but it was like Lyft and Uber workers were, they voted against their own interest to be considered like freelancers as opposed to like actual staff. And then like literally the second the bill passed, all of these huge grocery store chains like fired all of their drivers, and then we're hiring like outside like DoorDash and stuff to replace them. And it's like people get so easily brainwashed against their own interests. I can't believe it. It's like I'm speechless. I'm so mad. Like I can't believe it. I can't believe someone would be willing to poop. I almost said a poop in a bag and that be like, no, this is cool because I'm making $15 whole an hour. No, $15 whole an hour is not worth pooping in a bag. Get some humanity.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.